He had nothing to do with anything. It was Howard and Mel and Don and Tom, and they're all behind the door, and somebody slips a paper under the door and says, "You're fired," and you don't know whose handwriting,
Right.
It's obvious you ran things.
The powers that be.
But the bottom line is Howard is the golden goose. If he says, I want to fart in your face, you go over there and you know what I mean?
Shit.
He gets whatever he wants. I would love to have gotten you more money, Artie, but I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it out of those guys.
Is
Please.
that what he would?
No, but I'm saying.
But that sounds like.
First of all, on the radio, he said, I was in L.A., I remember shaving to go to the sitcom that was at number 89 on the charts. And I said, I can't, Doug Stanhope was the first cop.
The John stories are coming.
Like I heard sitting in that chair, and he was really funny. And Howard said, we're going to play Win Jackie's Money.
Right. Yeah.
When I got there and I saw what supposedly Jackie's money was, I said, he had a legitimate bitch. But Chiasano, I love Tom, but Jackie's right. He was a middle management guy. He came to me about 6 months into
It must have really killed him when my salary actually exceeded his. That must have made it.
Oh, that was that or John, a Puerto Rican beating him at his golf club, and John being humble about it. So he came to me 6 months in, and again, I'm still nervous about it. It was going well, but I could get fired at any moment. He goes, Art, listen, the sponsors say we're worried about Artie, like what he says. And now I'm thinking, is Howard telling me through him, or is it just Tom making this up?
Right.
And I was scared. Now I'm apprehensive about anything I'm saying. And I said my only option is to tell Howard what happened. It was so funny. He goes,
if you're Ronald or their authorized caregiver, press 1. If not, okay, for security, enter your date of birth, including the month, day, and year. Thanks. Your gabapentin 100 milligrams capsules is ready, and your out-of-pocket cost is $0. If you're planning to pick it up, press 1. If you'd like another reminder, press 2. Or to okay, thanks. If it isn't picked up by March 22nd, 2025, you'll need to reorder it.
Be more offensive. Be more offensive.
Who's being open the door? The party wasn't as profitable as I thought it would be.
Hey, Zebra, I could pay you 10 grand, or I could go on the biggest radio show ever and talk about your pension for young broads. Your bass player punched a midget whore in the face.
10 grand.
Now, what's your status with John? I feel big.
What time is it?
Yeah. Thank you. You're
Well,
right.
I got in all kinds of trouble with him.
Yeah, but you know what?
Because the day I did your pot, and he's so weird because I said, I said to him, I wanted to use his picture in the book, and they wanted to interview him
She's
for my.
El Chapo.
Because they're doing a.
Stuttering Juan.
They're doing a documentary. I mean, and he goes, Jackie's a hypocrite. He wants my picture, and he wants me to do an interview, and then he trashed me on
That was
Artie's.
out of nowhere.
I didn't trash him at all.
No, you didn't.
And he was upset, and then he blocked me. Who's blocking? Who the
He
fuck pays
blocks
attention?
at the drop of a hat. You're blocked, and then you're unblocked, and then you're blocked again.
I love
the
the
new
guy. I've
Rumble.
never stopped loving him. I never broke his balls. I go. I've been doing that.
You
since
bust
the day I
balls
met him.
like you do with any friend that you have. And he loves busting balls, but then the second you turn it on, like Artie says, you do this innocent, funny thing that's been going on for years.
He goes right
and then
to
he'll go right for your jugular.
And instead of breaking balls, it turns into trash.
Yeah.
Trash to me is like a heavy, heavy.
That's
I
it.
say something like Stuttering Juan, like El Chapo looks like
Larry, he does.
and he goes, your father fell off a roof.
Jesus Christ.
Where'd that bazooka
So
come from?
he gives you, you jaywalking, he gives you the chair.
Nice one, Shecky.
Fuck.
Nice one, Shecky. Well, Fred was famous for that with Robin.
For the
Fred,
record,
Robin would
John.
say,
Really?
Robin would say something like, well, Fred, he's a farm boy. Hey, Robin, you're fat. And I was like, that was for me.
Everything.
That was popcorn. I'm not saying a goddamn.
Everything's a 10.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
John does that, and he's like,
For the record, I love John. I'm saying that because I don't want to. I don't want to get.
You don't want to get blocked.
I don't want to get.
Yankee joke, Yankee boy. But John does stuff that he doesn't want you to tell scumbag. Like he came down to my show house once. I had orange towels, and he took a shit and wiped his ass. Like he wiped his ass. My towels look like the Bengals helmets.
Now, see, I don't say stuff like that. You
I said
say
it was
stuff.
under the Bengals helmets. That's a joke.
It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
I said Bengals helmets, and he goes, "I wasn't on welfare, nigga."
Yeah, he just
Where did that come from?
goes. He attacks with a bazooka.
You said the N-word. Are you auditioning for a job?
Nicolas Cage.
The N-word is in his audition for the Tonight Show, and he got it.
Ah, shit. Jackie Mason.
The first time John came on the show, he did like the second day. He came in and said, "I wrote a song for you, Howard." And everybody's like, "All right, let's let this guy sing his song." And the opening line of the song was, "Poor little Jew boy thought he was a coon." We all looked at each other.
Oh
like,
my God!
Ow.
Where did he see?
I love the idea of a John telling an offensive joke and he can't get through the shooting, and then they go to the diner.
Hey, in Howard's defense, we gotta respect the guy who Gary.
How about the $1 trillion?
Well, let's forget that for a second. But Gary walked in and said, "Hey, Howard, is the guy in the lobby with the bad stutter that wants to be an intern." Before he finished, he said, "Hire him."
Yeah, he's hired.
The name of his poem should have been, "If I didn't have a stutter, I'd be pumping gas in Massapequa."
When you guys would go on like the social little outings to a house.
Jackie the Joke Man, Anthony Cumia, and Artie Lang. Killers of comedy. Poor John.
Or a party or anything, was there still that like that weird hierarchy where you couldn't?
Yeah,
Howard broke John's balls unmercifully.
Yeah.
Because it would Gary called it the founding fathers. It was Howard and Robin
founding fathers.
and Fred and Jackie. We were the founding fathers, and John wanted to be a founding father. And
But he was
Howard
a
never
motherfucker.
He was in on everything, but then Howard would tell him he wasn't.